Good morning, this is Sifu Slim, and I'm here to share a little bit about what's going on when you are high. So, a lot of people think that high is from using substances. Some of those illegal, some of those detrimental. Some people use alcohol. There are other concoctions they use. So, runners sometimes know about the runner's high, and other people who study sports medicine talk about the runner's high. Now, I'm going to talk to you about high that's a combination of all the natural things that you could do when you were hunter-gatherer, when you were people back in time, Middle Ages, Renaissance, our grandparents, hikers today. When you do these long duration activities, and you do them in such a way that you are using your fat stores. So that's what I experienced yesterday. When you are fat adapted, or when you force your body into a situation where it does tap in to its fat stores, being catabolizing fat, you experience something that's the highest point of your biochemistry. And that means converting your fat to fuel, making that form glycogen and other substances to fuel your movements, to fuel your internal organs, to fuel your brain chemistry, the functionality of your entire being, your mind, your body, and of course your spirit. So you use fuel. Use fuel to tap into your higher power. You use connection, you use open heart, you use being respectful in the way you live, in the way you treat others. So here yesterday I left 5:42 in the morning, and I stepped into this beautiful sunrise, and the temperature is going to go up 10 degrees every hour and a half, something like that, and then we'll be in the 70s here in Needles, California, which is the desert and the mountains off in the distance. It's just a fabulous place. So if you want to come to the desert, I strongly urge you to come in the cold season, because it'll be 75 here today if there's no wind, and likely there'll be no wind today, maybe in the evening, something like that. So yesterday tapped into this, one foot in front of the other, got my hiking stick here, got my water here, and I went out and experienced nature on a long trek. And during that long trek, I believe my system is very clean right now, so I'm tapping into my fat stores without as much toxicity. Now, your toxins hang out in your fat stores, so if you do utilize those fat stores and you release those toxins, sometimes it's a funny feeling. But yesterday I felt that, hey, what I was releasing was probably good clean fat. I feel like I'm in a clean zone right now, less toxins than normal, and everything seems to be working. Diet's working, fitness is working, mind's working, and I'm connecting. My back feels great, hips, everything, just feeling wonderful, about as good as you can feel when you're 55 and you've been sitting since you were since you were born. They put you in a chair to feed you, right? Or you're sitting in your mom's arm when she carries you around. So sitting for 55 years, and in school setups, from nursery school at age 3 until now, so 52 years of that, and the body's still hanging in there. But yesterday I did this long trek. I got home at just before 10, so I did about 4 hours, and I did some hard stuff. So I would take like a bank like this one over here, or maybe a little bit steeper. So a bank, I don't know if you can see off in the distance there, but there's a lot of areas where there's rock and you can go down. And so what I did is I ran up these somewhat unstable banks, and I know about erosion, so I was doing it in an area that was mainly rock. So I'm running up this loose footing as I'm getting ready for a ski trip. So I wanted to have unstable footing and run up. And then on the way down, I'm having to plant my feet and use my stick like a ski pole. Today I brought 2 sticks. So I'm going to go out and do the skiing today with the 2 sticks. And at the end of that, I got home drinking this good water. I ate some celery, and I brought that along today also. I started to get high. And that means that this type of high was not from losing my mind, it was from losing stress and being well. And that, to me, is the most enduring, welcoming high you can get. It's the biochemical high. If you think about the time of Jesus of Nazareth and people walking long distances, maybe not always having water and food, they're tapping into their fat stores. And let me tell you, it cleans you. It's a fasting exercise that cleans you, mind, body, and spirit. So those people coming into town, Jesus and his followers, disciples and what have you, and you can look at other people from history and your ancestors when they were doing long treks, and if they were doing it the way I was doing it yesterday, they were getting high along the way and calming themselves, so that when they showed up to town, they were probably oozing of the Aloha spirit of love, of this connection to their maker and their best self, their best wellness, mind, body, and spirit self. So you get to this town, and when you need some water and food, when you're beaming with that aloha, thank you, gratitude, you get to the town, and it's more likely that people are going to receive you in an open-armed way. And back in time, and even in some countries today, when a visitor comes to a town, that person is welcomed. They go to friends. If they go to strangers, oftentimes that person is welcome. And if you go back in time, that's how they did it, because they believed in doing unto others. So when you were traveling, you got received, and when they were traveling, they got received. See couchsurfing.com for more on that. And so there you have it. So I got high, and that high lasted not just for an hour, it lasted the entire yesterday, and it lasted this morning. 24 hours later, more than 24 hours later, I was still high. Isn't that incredible? No, less than 24 hours, because I'm still out here, and I'm about to embark on the same journey today. It was so good yesterday. I'm getting ready for a ski trip, so I want to do extra stability, extra leg, hip power with the upper torso balancing. So that's what I'm up to today. So I welcome you to try the natural high, and there'll be more about it in my books. Sedentary Nation talks a lot about this wellness, and how do you want to live. You want to live the wellness walk the wellness walk. And in the Aging Athlete, I ask athletes, is it more important to win the big game, or is it more important to have a well life? So you can answer yourselves that one. I love sustainability. I love feeling well every day and high like this as much as possible, because there's no pills that need to be popped. There's no substances. This is not just endorphins. There's a different thing. There's the biochemical, there's the unconscious, there's your heart open and welcome and connection to mind, body, and spirit. That is a different high than just the pure biochemical endorphin thing. It's this sustained feeling of wellness with the biochemistry, with the fat adaptedness, with the glycogen stores being depleted and replenishing. It's all one incredible feeling. So I hope you take a look at that, experience it, and if it doesn't come the first time, it will come, and you have to tap into it, and there'll be a way. You welcome it, you don't force it, you welcome it in, and then you will feel it. Sifu Slim with a natural high today. Take a look at sedentarynation.com and theagingathlete.com, and tell me what you think about my YouTube videos. Please subscribe, share a thumbs up, and leave your comments down below. Aloha, brothers and sisters. Go out and get the natural high.